Hey everyone, James and Cynthia here from Happy Healthy Here. Thank you for joining us today. We just wanted to do a quick video to take James's vitals. He's been on a Grape Fast for 48 hours now with nothing but grapes, filtered water, distilled water, and Dr. Morse's Heal All Tea. He's also taking Dr. Morse's capsules for it's the stomach and bowel capsules, the kidney formula, I'm trying to remember what it's called, kidney and bladder. And then he's also taking the lymphatic system capsules right now until we can get his protocol ordered. So I wanted to go ahead and take his vitals on film. That way everybody can see how he's doing. And I write everything down on this calendar here. And I've got all of his blood sugar stuff ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and take his blood pressure on his right arm. Nope. Relax. Don't move. Okay. Now, we're going to take blood pressure on the right arm and the left arm. I'm going to write them both down. We're going to get down the pulse, and then we're going to take his blood sugar. It is, hang on, let me back up a little bit, 5:30 in the morning. And we are just wanting to, keep track of this and let everybody know that this is how it's done. And we are definitely watching him. We're not letting him do anything excruciating like go to the sauna or anything. So the blood pressure has come back up. He has hypertension. James was on pharmaceuticals for hypertension since 2012. So it runs this is about average for him, 125/92, and his heart rate is 76. So let me get that written down real quick. Okay, so it's in the right arm, and it is 125/92. Now this is without pharmaceuticals, and that's his heart rate. And then this will be the left arm. Okay, now this is going to be a little difficult for me because I've got to do this with one hand. So I hope I can do it with one hand. Hold on, it's stuck in your finger. Okay. How about you hold the camera, okay? No, keep it like that, facing you. There you go. Okay. All right, here we go. Can y'all tell we've done this a million times? Okay. A million and one. That's right. All right. When you take your blood pressure, for those of you that are new to it, or maybe you just don't know how, you always want to take it in both arms because you're going to get a different reading on each arm. And you also want to make sure that you're in a sitting or laying position like James. Do not cross your feet or your legs, and you want to make sure that you breathe and relax. You don't want to talk and you don't want to move because all of that will affect the blood pressure. So you just want to take like 3 to 5 deep breaths and just relax and let the blood pressure cuff do its job. So the left arm is reading 146/91. That was the blood pressure. The blood sugar meter. It's beeping at me. Okay. And then his heart rate is 66. Okay. So these are pretty average for James. His blood pressure runs in the high 80s, low 90s. As you can see, I've been keeping track. Here it was, that was before I did it in both arms, but this was the left arm. It was 178/89. And his blood sugar was 55. And then here it was 171/92. Pulse was 74. Blood sugar was 125. And then his blood pressure on the left arm was 162/97, and his pulse was 73. This is on a raw diet. This is his sugar. He was type 2 diabetic, and this is it on a raw diet. Now, on a raw fruit diet, let me reiterate here. This is his blood sugar, 125, on a raw fruit diet. So those of you that think that your blood sugar is going to escalate on being on all fruit is a myth, okay? Here's his blood pressure on the 23rd. It was 168/96 in his right arm, and his pulse was 78. Here it was 179/98 in his left arm, and his pulse was 81. Now here his blood sugar was high. It was 201, and that was because I took it right after he ate. And you don't want to take the blood sugar right after a meal because it's always going to be high. This is when he had the seizure, and we had to call 911, and all of his tests and vitals were normal. This is the first day he started the Grape Fast. This was Saturday. His blood pressure was 129/78. His heart rate was 69. His blood sugar was 158. His left arm blood pressure was 136/86, and his heart rate was 71. So yesterday his blood sugar was 64 upon waking up, so I gave him a bowl of grapes to bring that up. He's also drinking coconut water. I forgot to mention that. And then in the right arm, his blood pressure was 134/99. Heart rate was 68. In the left arm, it was 140/81. His heart rate was 67. And then tonight, it was 125/92 in the right arm. That's his stroke-affected side also. And his heart rate was 76. In the left arm, it's 146. I think I wrote that down right. Over 91, and his heart rate was 66. So as you can see, that bottom number, it usually stays in the 90s. Here it was 89. Here it was 78 and 86. That's a better number. So you want that bottom number to be, you want your blood pressure to be 120/70. That is the ideal blood pressure, 120/70. So as you can see, his is escalated because of the hypertension. Now, we're about to take the blood sugar, okay? Let me get this off of his arm. So that everybody knows that we are not doing this without monitoring everything. I want to make sure that everyone is aware that this is, we take this very seriously. And in a few hours, I'm about to call his medical doctor and make an appointment for him. And we're going to take him to see his regular doctor once a month, just so they can monitor all of his vitals. And that way, I'm trying to do this and talk at the same time. That way, we are not only covered with Dr. Morris, but we are covered with a medical doctor as well. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed, and it's a little difficult. Okay, his sugar's 84. Don't rub it on your pants. Okay, so his blood sugar is 84, and that is from eating nothing but grapes. 84, okay? So I'm going to put blood sugar up here, 84. So usually we take it once a day in the morning just to monitor him. But we are doing this because we want to make sure that everything we're doing is being documented and is being monitored. We want to monitor his vitals. We have been doing this since 2012. I have been taking his vitals. I've been taking him to the hospital. I've been taking him to medical doctors for the last 8 years. So I'm pretty well schooled, if you want to call it, on taking someone's vitals, the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it. And so it's very important that when you're dealing with someone in James's situation, when you're going from medical doctors to a naturopath doctor and you're switching over, it's very, very, very important to continue to keep track of the vitals, the weight, and that's why we're taking him to his regular PC, so that he can be monitored with medical records. So we want them to weigh him, do his blood and urine once a month, listen to his heart, find out if there's anything changing. And I figure once a month is good enough to monitor him in that sense, so that we have it documented. We have a medical doctor that is, caring for him. And but we will not put him on any more pharmaceuticals, not for seizures, not for blood pressure, not for anything, because we're letting the body detox. We're letting the body get rid of why he was taking all of those pharmaceuticals to begin with. And I'm going to do a video just on the pharmaceuticals that he was on. And so real quick, we're going to ask James a few questions about how he feels and talk about his glove. And so yeah. So honey, since your little visit in the hospital a couple of days ago, it's been 48 hours now. How have you been feeling in the last couple of days since you've been on this Grape Fast?
Great.
Okay.
I get a little hungry, but I just get another bowl of grapes if I do. But I feel good.
Good. What about pain? Are you experiencing any pain?
Just in those fingers.
In your fingers?
Yeah, that's the purpose I have to wear this glove 24/7. Because since my stroke, my fingers just ache and hurt and get cold if I don't have my glove on.
And when his hand gets cold, it starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it my Michael Jackson glove.
It's a Michael Jackson glove.
Yeah.
So he's been wearing the glove since the first stroke, since 2012, and it does seem to help a lot. So we've just gotten used to it, and he's gotten used to it. But we are trying really hard to detox him, get him cleaned out, so that he can get the use of his right side back, because he can walk, he can stand, he can get around independently. However, it's a struggle for him. He was predominantly right-handed before the first bilateral stroke in 2012, and now he's got to do everything with his left hand. And so he's working with the right hand on a regular basis, trying to get the motor skills and the nerves back working like they're supposed to.
Something simple like signing a piece of paper, writing my name, it's impossible.
Yeah.
The pen won't hold in my fingers because I can't grip my fingers anymore.
Can you take your glove off and show them your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Can you make a fist?
that hurts.
It hurts?
Yeah.
Okay.
It hurts in that first joint right there, in those three.
It hurts in the
fingers.
joints?
Yeah.
Okay. And for a long time, after having the second stroke in January of last year, it was an ischemic stroke where he had a blood vessel burst in the brain and had bleeding in the brain. And he, for a long time, didn't need the glove. And then as the feeling started coming back in the hand, we had to start putting the glove back on him. But he could not feel. He could not feel the sense of touch on his arm. He could not feel, the side of his face, the side of his mouth.
I would feel I'd go to drink a thing of coconut water, and I'd get half of it on my shirt.
Yeah, because he couldn't feel it. He could not feel the cold. He could not feel the liquid on his face. And so the strokes have really devastated his right side. And he has a lot of strength in his muscles on the right side, but the coordination is not there, and his balance when he walks is off. And there's a lot of tension and stiffness on the right side. So, that arm and lift your arm, don't hurt yourself, but just, that's about as high as he can lift it. And that arm has a mind of its own. It'll droop down on the side, and he won't even know that it's hanging over the wheelchair, the side of the wheelchair, or sometimes I'll be helping him put his coat on or help him get dressed, and he'll whack me with that arm, and he doesn't mean to. He doesn't feel it. Yeah, he doesn't even know it. So if he's not conscious of where that arm is, it just has a mind of its own, basically. But so anyway, we just wanted to take this short little video of James and how he's doing on day 2 of his Grape Fast. Do you feel better the same or worse before the fast?
I feel good right now.
Do you feel better than you did before the seizure?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
That seizure, there's something else. Ooh.
Yeah. We've also discovered that since his first stroke in 2012, he started having these seizures, and we didn't know what they were. And finally, he saw a neurologist up here that identified it as a petit mal seizure. And we discovered that strokes, that's one of the effects after you have a stroke. Some people continue to have seizures. And I know in some of the previous videos I had said that it was, the diet and it was my fault, but we've realized that it's really nobody's fault. It's just, he could possibly have seizures the rest of his life because he's got neurological damage. He's got brain damage.
The one I had yesterday, I was at
Day before
day before yesterday, I was at my mother-in-law's house.
Yeah, we've already told that story in other videos, and if you want to go check those out, we show videos from the hospital, and we explain what happened and everything. But he's doing really good. He's been getting up, walking. We went to the store today. We got out a little bit. So he's feeling good. He's experiencing pain, but it moves. It's sometimes in his elbow, sometimes his knee, sometimes his hip. So it's that right side coming back. But we are gonna sign off for now, and thank you all so much for watching and joining us on our journey. We thank you. We love all of you, and we love your support. We love your prayers for James and myself and our family, and we just, we're not in any way trying to give out medical advice or medical, anything like that. We're not doctors. We're not health professionals. We are just average people, just like everybody else, just trying to make a way for my husband to heal from these strokes. And this seems to be the only way, is the natural way. And we're finding that out each and every day. So we just invite everyone to join us. I hope and pray, we both hope and pray that this can help. If it helps at least one person, then our mission is fulfilled. We just want to bring awareness, raise awareness that your diet is key to your health. And when I was younger and in my 20s, I didn't care about diet. I didn't care about exercise. I didn't care about eating right. I didn't care about any of that stuff, because you're young. And when you're young, sometimes stuff like that really doesn't matter, because you think, oh, I'm going to feel like this forever. Now being 40 and having been up to 225 pounds, I realized how important it was for health. And after James having these strokes and going through everything we've been through in the past 8 years, it's been very hard, especially on James. But it's a different type of hard on the family and the caregivers. So we've all done this together. We are together 24/7. My husband's retired. We homeschool our son. So we're a tight-knit family. We're very tight. We're very close, and we just have come through so many obstacles together, and it's made us stronger. It's made us closer. It's made us a lot wiser, and we're open to learning from different people. We love to learn. Just because we talk about Dr. Morse all the time does not mean that he's the only one we're learning from. We're learning from all over the place. And I'm going to do some more videos on just stuff that we're learning about, like water. I'm going to do a video just specifically on water and the importance of water. And we're going to talk about spirituality. We're going to talk about meditating. And so as James and I go through this journey, and day by day, and we discover, the beauty of meditation and Reiki and using crystal energy and stuff like that, all the natural holistic healing that is really, people are just now starting to tap into in this new decade. So we're very excited. It's working, and it's exciting. It's very, very exciting. So we thank you for joining us. We love all of you. Namaste.